close your eyes and consider this idea of acceptance defined solely and simply as seeing what is without judgment. Seeing what is without judgment. And as you sit here for these first few moments, can you scan your physical body from a place of acceptance? So there's no judgment, but instead a mere awareness of your body in space. And then move your attention to your brain, your mind, maybe the quiet, soft mind or the chaotic beast mind. Whichever it is, can you look at it and even name it, but without judgment? I spent years trying desperately to be better at home decor, and I am not good at it. And it wasn't until I finally accepted that this is not a skill I have, that it was okay, and I didn't feel embarrassed or ashamed or shameful. And that's a very trite example, but take a moment here to just think of parts of yourself that, especially in public spaces, you might feel frustrated or ashamed of. This used to happen in the yoga studio a lot. Oh, I hate public yoga classes because I'm not as good as everyone else. And so we're washing that all away tonight. Take a deep breath in. Open your mouth wide, wash away all those little self-judgments that you have, and silently repeat after me. May all beings be happy and free. And may my thoughts, words, and actions in my own life contribute in some way to that happiness and freedom for all. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth wide and exhale. Repeat again. May all beings be happy and free. And may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to that happiness and freedom for all. Take a deep breath in. Open your mouth wide and exhale. For the next 5 minutes in seated stillness, can you silently repeat the first phrase of that sentence, may all beings be happy and free, but fill in all beings with someone's name. For example, I might silently be repeating, may Ina be happy and free. May Ingrid be happy and free. May Christine be happy and free. And so forth. So people from your life, maybe people on the Zoom screen. And if you can remember the second part of the phrase, and may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to that happiness and freedom, please add that in. Silent repetition, 5 minutes. Please begin. if your mind has been sidetracked, that's okay. Come back to the repetition. May, fill in the blank, be happy and free. Now switch to the following phrase. May I be happy and free. May the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to that happiness and freedom. Gently drive your hands together at heart center. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth wide and exhale. Good. Blink, open your eyes. Shift off your props if you're sitting on props. Come down onto all fours. And you can remove any socks you have on as we'll start now with a yang practice that will fizzle into a yin practice. So come on down onto all fours, and right away you might need to tap your toes on your yoga mat just to relieve some of that tension. You could swirl around your ankles or flex and extend your feet. Good, and then drop the tops of your feet and the bottoms of your hands on the floor. Stack your shoulders above your hips. Inhale, drop your belly, loop your shoulder blades back, squeeze them into one another as you spread across your collarbones and lift your heart. Exhale, puff between your shoulder blades, round into your spine and look right down in towards your tummy. Inhale, peel your shoulder blades back, lift your heart, your chest, and your gaze. Go ahead and exhale into spinal flexion. One more time, inhale, spin your shoulders back, push your chest forward, lift your gaze. And exhale to round, round, round your spine. Come into a neutral spine. Send your left arm forward and your right leg back. Inhale, lift your left hand into your right heel. Exhale, round into your spine. Tap your knee to your elbow or get as close as you can before you stretch those limbs back out. And return back through center. Keep moving through this action. You can always work from your right wrist if this is causing any sort of pain in your wrist or shoulder. We'll do 2 more, starting to build some of that yang energy, some of that heat, that huffing and puffing cardio, hot activity starts now. And then release your left hand down and straight away, take your left leg out and stretch your right arm up. Inhale, lift up those limbs even higher. Exhale, make sure you round into your spine as you curve, curve, curve and come through center. Inhale to extend. Exhale, contract, round your body. Inhale, get big, take up loads of space. A few more cycles here, just playing with throwing yourself off balance, with stabilizing through your core. 2 more pulses. And with moving with your breath. Good. The next time you come up and out, lower your hands, lower your knees, and work your way down onto your elbows. Onto your elbows, interlace your hands, plug your shoulders back and puff between your shoulder blades, drift your gaze forward. Start to flex your feet. Flex your feet, push into your elbows and lift up your hips. So instead of a regular downward dog, we start in puppy pose or dolphin pose. On the elbows, on the forearms, bend one knee and then the next, just stretching out your calf muscles. Let the top of your head dangle to the earth. Inhale and exhale through your nose. And that'll do. Drop your knees wide, sink your hips back down towards your heels. Outstretch your arms overhead and then pull the floor towards you like you can literally grind it in towards your body. Breathe into the space between your upper back. Exhale, soften your tummy. Root down, curl 10 fingers, drift your gaze up, slide your spine up, and now move into a plain vanilla downward dog. Drop your head between your upper arms. Externally rotate those upper arms and then bend into your right knee. Feel that big deep stretch along your left hamstring. Bend into your left knee. Stretch along your right hamstring. One more time on either side. Really, really good. Please bend both knees, lift your gaze forward and hop or step to the top of your yoga mat. Pick yourself up when you get there, lengthening your spine halfway. Exhale, fold. As you fold, take hold of the back of your head with your hands. So clasp your hands, interlace your hands right at the base of your skull. Let your torso drop down towards your thighs. And I don't know about you, but my back just made about 1,000 different sounds. There you go. Move or stay still. Starting to unravel any areas of tension in your body. Please breathe in, breathe out. Lower your fingers to the floor. Walk those hands up your legs nice and slow as your blood pressure shifts. And arrive in mountain pose, Tadasana. This is a great place to teach your body how to be strong and still in space like a mountain. Please close your eyes. Lift up all 10 toes, spread those toes as wide as you can, and then one by one imprint them back down into the earth. Root down through the 4 corners of both feet, but start to pull up through your inner arches and feel that muscular work in your quads. Open each shoulder out, turn your palms to face forward and spread your fingers wide. Now lift your heart and your chest like it's being tugged up by a string towards the sky. Reach up through the crown of your head and take 5 breaths here, in and out through your nose. Your whole body is active, connected, one big united machine working in unison to get through these next few yang poses. Blink open your eyes. Inhale, take your arms up high. Exhale, dive down to the floor. Inhale, lengthen your spine halfway. Exhale, please plant your palms and step back into a high plank. Hold here. You can always drop onto your elbows for sensitive wrists or drop onto your knees if your core isn't having it today. But if you're here in high plank, could you really squeeze your muscles in towards your bones and then start to reimagine yourself in mountain pose? Push down through the four corners of both feet. Lift up through your inner arches. Aha, your quads activate. Engage your core, draw your tailbone down, plug your shoulders back, and smile across your chest. Keep your fingers spread wide and active, toes spread wide and active, and reach up through the crown of your head. How different is that plank pose inspired by your mountain pose than the typical plank we slip in and out of? Take one more big breath in. Now exhale, lower all the way onto your stomach. Connect with the earth and reach your hands back behind you. Turn your hands in so your palms face your hips. Keep your feet hip distance apart today. Loop your shoulders back and lift everything away from the earth. Now draw the inner lines of your thighs up so the pinky edge of your foot roots down. Push into your pubic bone and drive your chest up an inch higher. Look down. Breathe here for 5, 4. Find that heat, that yang energy. 2 and 1. Release down to the floor. Relax your whole body. Rock your hips. Breathe here. Now place your hands beside your ribs. Listen carefully. Flex your feet. With your knees connected to the earth or not, push into your hands and come all the way into high plank. And then soar back for downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Drift your gaze forward. Take your right foot and step your right foot between your hands. Stand up tall onto the tips of each finger. Drift your gaze forward again, and now take your arms alongside your legs. Reach your arms back behind you. You're in a full runner's lunge. Hug your inner thighs in towards one another. Push down through your right foot. Lift your torso up until your shoulders are above your hips, and take both arms up overhead. Good. Find that muscular work. Draw your left hip in so the left quad rotates inward as you drive your right knee down towards your third toe. Open across your chest. Spread your fingers wide. Activate that mountain pose power in every single shape. And then slowly turn your left foot so the back edge of your left foot is parallel with the back of your yoga mat. Open your arms wide and find warrior 2. Look over your right fingers. Slide deeper into your right knee. Drape your shoulders right over your hips. Carefully bend into your right elbow and soar your left arm up alongside your left ear. Can you feel that extension, that lateral stretch along the left deep line of tissue in your body? Push through the outside edge of your left foot. Engage your left leg. And then engage your left glute so you can feel through that hip the work happening. And now reach out through your left fingertips, push into your right foot and stand all the way back up, straightening both arms and both legs. Take your right hand now down towards the inner line of your right shin as you keep pressing your left arm up. Squeeze your bum cheeks in towards one another. Your pubic bone literally lifts forward. Press up and out through the crown of your head, and then push down through both feet and lift all the way back up. Think about that force, that strength, that yang energy as you take both hands to the floor and lift your left leg up, up, up. Your hands might wander beneath your shoulders and linger here. That's option A. Option B, take your hands to your right shin. Option C, take your hands alongside your body. And option D, reach your hands forward and continue that work of driving your left foot down towards the floor. Hold here, breathe here for 5. You've got this for 4, for 3, really good. Hold on for 2. On 1, just step to the top of your yoga mat and return to mountain pose. Be there again. Whoa, feel the flood of energy in your body. 5 breaths. Please blink open your eyes. Step your feet hip distance apart and sink down into a make-believe chair, Utkatasana, with your hands outstretched in front. Draw your tailbone down so there's this nice lengthening or neutralizing in your lumbar spine. And think about mountain pose again. Can you push down through the 4 corners of both feet? Pull up through your inner arches. Aha, your quads are working. Draw your tailbone down, pubic bone lifts up, right? Your front ribs are pulling in, but your core, your torso rather, and your collarbones are opening up. Reach up and out through the crown of your head. Take 5 more breaths. Breathe into the sensations. Finally, straighten out your legs and lower all the way down to the floor. Inhale, pick yourself up halfway. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to high plank or low plank. Hold here. Find mountain pose in plank again. Working from a place of acceptance today. If you need to come onto your knees or onto your elbows, go there. There's no self-critic, there's no judgment, it just is what it is. Que sera, sera, right? Keep breathing wherever you've landed for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, bend into your arms, come all the way onto your stomach again, but this time, clasp your hands behind your back, interlace your hands behind your back, and bring your big toes together instead of apart. Push down through your pubic bone, squeeze your shoulder blades together and rise up by any amount. Draw your inner thighs up, your pinky edge sides of your feet are moving down in space. Could you lift up just a titch higher, and you might even reach back and catch your ankles or the outside edges of your feet. Hold here and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let it all go. Simmer in that sensation. A few breaths here. Move your hands beside your ribs. Flex your feet. Plug your elbows back like they're chicken wings. Engage your core. Lift your knees. Push into your hands. Come up high plank. Downward facing dog. Please take your left foot and plant your left foot between your hands. Come up onto the highest point of your fingertips. Scissor both thighs in towards one another. Dropping that right hip down and plugging your left hip back before you stretch both arms out alongside your body. Reach up and out through the crown of your head. Find the muscular work in your legs. Find a mountain pose. Push through the 4 corners of your left foot. Drive up through your inner left arch. Right? Neutralize your spine. Reach out through the crown of your head. And finally lift all the way up to this strong standing place and do it all over again. Root down. Rise up. Breathe. Move, opening towards the right as you turn your right foot parallel with the back of your mat and spread your arms wide. If you're leaning forward, pull back, shoulders drape above your hips. Your left thigh is externally rotated. In fact, so is your right leg. The legs are your force here. Breathe with them as you gaze over your left fingers. And now don't move your legs, not even an inch, and place your left elbow onto your left thigh as your right arm soars up alongside your right ear. Can you pull or imagine pulling your right ribs up like they're lifting up to say hi to the sky? And then push through the outside edge of your back foot, squeeze your glutes together, and bend deeper into your front knee. All these little nuanced movements will completely transform your experience in the shape. Root down through your feet, come all the way back up and straighten your front leg. Then tilt yourself forward. Your left hand comes to your left shin for Trikonasana. Breathe here. Root down through your feet, rise up again, look towards your left foot. You know where we're going, into that standing split balancing pose. Take your hands to the floor beneath your shoulders as you drive your right leg up. Now plug your inner thighs in, drop your right hip down, lift your left hip up. Either stay here. Take your hands to your shins, heart alongside your body, or out overhead. 5 breaths in Warrior 3. Your variation. Gently step to the top of your yoga mat, get right back into mountain pose. 5 breaths here. Feel, feel, feel. Accept, accept, accept. Let's yin, shall we? Take your feet wide, point your toes out in opposite directions, and drop down into Malasana, squat pose. Now you can place cushioning under your bum, even under your heels here, if your heels are lifting away from the floor. Let's just start in this shape that I consider to be both yin and yang. There's a lot of activity here. We're very upright, very awake and aware, but getting closer and closer to the earth, which is a more yin place to go, right? Just a few breaths. Feel the beating of your heart. Notice your nervous system. And then allow yourself to sit all the way down, either onto the floor or onto a prop, before you take the soles of your feet together for butterfly shape. In butterfly, if your back is being pulled back behind you, elevate your hips. And you choose the distance between your feet and your pelvis. So with the intention of sending sensation along your inner groin and bypassing any pain, can you decide how far your heels are from your pelvis? From there, slowly, slowly, slowly start to sink down. You can absolutely take props under your head so that you access that place that's about 70% of your body's range of motion. And when you get here, you are here for the next few minutes, either connecting with your breath or back into that mantra, may all beings be happy and free. I'll let you know when your time here is up. halfway there, take a deep breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, tune in. If you're feeling pain, you can back off. Add more props. If you're feeling space opening, you might melt a little deeper into the shape. Listen to your body. Please take 3 more breaths. Inhaling through your nose, this time exhaling through your mouth. Move slowly, slowly. Start to unravel your spine. Lift yourself all the way back up. Set any props out to the side. Lean back on your hands and just swivel your knees from left to right. And now come off your bolster or your prop if you're seated up on a prop. Move forward on your mat if you're close to the back and bring the soles of your feet together again for deer pose. Lean over onto your left hip, take your right leg back behind you and stabilize your pelvis here. So you've created this 90-90 shape with your legs. With or without a prop out overhead, would you start to descend down towards the earth? Maybe your elbows, arms, hands, props. And notice what's happening here. Often that right knee becomes sensitive, so you might opt to dry the blanket underneath of it. Or maybe your left hip is really lifted, so you need to change the lever of your back leg, or maybe even pad your left hip. And finally, due to the compression of many of our bellies and torsos smacking right into our thighs and femur bones, it might feel better to drop your torso either to the right or to the left. So knowing that the purpose is to find sensation on your outer left hip, on your lateral hip, can you move your torso to a place where that work is happening and there's also no pain? And then relax all your limbs, soften in. You're here for 3 full minutes. And this time we come back to that meditation, that mantra, may fill in the blank, be happy and free, and starting to fill that in with names of people, pets, friends, family. May fill in the blank, be happy and free. I'll let you know when your time here is up. One more minute here. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, accepting where your body is in this practice, you might slip a little deeper into the shape, or you might add more props. You might need to back off. One more minute. Please take 3 more breaths. Nice and slow, lift your body away from the floor. Take your right leg forward and just for a moment, slowly and carefully, would you come down into Shavasana? Flatten your body on the earth and just observe. Your hands can be alongside your body or on your tummy. Just observe. Please bend into your knees. Press into your elbows, tuck your chin into your chest, lift yourself back up. And place your right leg forward across the top of your yoga mat as your left leg comes back this time. Slide support under your left knee if you wish. And begin that exploration of where you will drop your torso. Finding a place that brings tension into your outer right hip without causing too much compression between your limbs, between your bones. And when you get into that spot, take a big breath in. Exhale, and your mantra now is, may I be happy and free. One more minute here, take a breath in, tune in, and as you exhale, maybe you stay the same or you manipulate your body to respond to whatever it needs. More depth, more props, just a little more time here. Please take 3 more breaths. Patiently pull yourself out of your shape. Lie back down onto your spine. Let in Shavasana just for a moment. Your hands can rest on your tummy. Notice how you feel. Notice how yin feels on you. Now, if there are any other movements or adjustments that your body is yearning for, could you please take those movements now? Otherwise, we'll commit to a full Shavasana tonight, a well-deserved rest after a month of practice. Feel free to wrap your body in props, sweaters, socks. If there's tenderness in your spine, place a bolster beneath your legs, and a pillow beneath your head. Once you settle into your Shavasana, please take a deep breath in through your nose. And exhale to surrender. To surrender and accept. Take rest here. You deserve it.
continue to surrender. Soften, soften, soften. We're still here, we're still surrendering. Let go even more. Silently repeat after me. May all humans be happy and free. And may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life in some way contribute to that happiness and freedom for all. Please take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth wide and exhale. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Rock your head from left to right. And now pull yourself out of this slumber. Stretch arms and legs. Take a big yawn. Roll to the right side of your body. Breathe here, 3 breaths. Slither your way out of Shavasana all the way up to a cross-legged seat. Take your hands at your heart center. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth. Bow your head into your hands. Thank yourself for this practice, for each practice